Welcome to my Volkswagen Golf GTI 7.5. Okay, I've had this car for about 4 months now, and ever since I took it for a test drive, I fell in love with it straight away. The tech that you get in this car for the price point, it just blew me away. I mean, I upgraded from a 2009 BMW Z4. It was the twin turbo straight 6 model, so it had a lot of go. But this car, the tech, I mean, obviously it's a 2009 model that I'm comparing it to, a BMW, but this car, just, I mean, the digital dash, I always harp on about it, but when I saw this digital dash, obviously filtering down from the Audi models. Now, the only thing that I have to say I don't like about this car, it's got all this tech, it's got the great navigation in the dashboard, but what I use Google Android Auto, so you know, it's a lot easier to put your appointments in and your calendar, your location of your appointments, so you just tap a button and it automatically puts the navigation straight in there. With the navigation, you can only see it on your center console when you use Google Android Auto, or when you use Apple CarPlay. If you want to use the Audi navigation system, yes, you can use it in your dashboard. You'll be able to see it on the actual where your dials are on the dashboard, which is pretty cool. But as I said, personally, I prefer Google Android Auto. I ticked all the boxes. I mean, there are only 3 boxes that you could tick with this car as options. I think it was the sunroof, the leather, the electric driver's side seat. It's got the digital dashboard as well, is an option. The automatic is an option as well, the DSG automatic transmission, and also I think there's a safety pack which I wanted as well, which is amazing, and it's already saved me from an accident. It's got automatic lane assist. So what happens is, on your dashboard, you just set it on cruise, and what it does, it automatically adjusts the speed. So it's like active cruise control, but this thing does it even to a complete stop. Works best on the freeway. Same goes for the automatic steering, the lane guidance system. That works the best going 100 k's an hour. And what it does, it actually slows you down. If a car pulls out in front of you, it slows you down, keeps that distance automatically. And even when a freeway ends, it comes to a complete stop. Which blew me away. I mean, they go on about these Tesla cars driving by themselves, but I'll tell you what, for this price, and I can't wait to see the Model 3 when it comes to Australia, but this Volkswagen Golf, for the price point at 45 grand fully loaded, it's just the way that it pretty much drives by itself on the freeway. This is just a fun car to drive. It's small. It's got the automatic parking system, so you don't even you don't even have to park this thing. It does it perfectly. It's quite surreal when it does it. Right, I'm gonna try to take some drone shots right here. mention as well the customer service that I received from Volkswagen in Canterbury, in Melbourne. Costa, the guy I dealt with there, was very professional. I previously went to another Volkswagen dealer who did not help me at all, and made me wait an hour while they give me a value on my previous car, my BMW Z4, and it was just not a nice experience. Then when I went to see Costa down there, he looked after me, and maximum wait time was about 20 minutes. I don't know why dealers make you wait that long, but look, 20 minutes is better than an hour. So yeah, ended up buying it off Costa. So yeah, if you are interested in buying any Volkswagen, give them a buzz. He's at Volkswagen in Canterbury, in Melbourne. The different modes that this car's got as well, it's got an eco mode, which pretty much is the same as comfort mode, but what it does, it actually puts it in neutral when you're going down. It actually turns the engine off when you're going down, like my dad used to do when he had his old V8 and the manual. You know, the old WOG thing to do was to put it in neutral while you're going down a hill to save fuel. So it's funny how electronically this car actually does that. I had a bit of a laugh when I saw that happen. So yeah, you can use that in eco. I very rarely use eco mode. I just leave it in comfort mode majority of the time. When I want to give it a bit of a squirt, then I go into the sport mode, which just makes the engine revs a bit higher. That feels the handling a bit more stiffer, and the steering as well, like every other car that you put in sports mode. Look, I'm not usually into buying front wheel drive cars, but once I drove this car, look, I drove the Golf R as well, but look, if I have to say, if I didn't have a second car, as you know, in my previous video I've got a McLaren. If I didn't have a McLaren as a second car, I would have gone definitely for the Golf R. The way that thing took off was fantastic, and it was blistering how fast it was for the price point. I think the Golf R was about 65 grand, the top of the line, had everything, and it would just take off the line. I would probably say it would be the same as a Audi RS3, how quick it was. A mate of mine's got an Audi RS3. Look, I think the Audi RS3 sounds better, but the Golf R, just the way it takes off with the four-wheel drive, it's crazy for the price point. Another thing I don't like, but I mean that's the way that it's going with the screens, is all the fingerprints on the screen. And I know you can swipe just in the air with this car and it actually swipes the screen, but when you need to press something, obviously you get fingerprints. Nothing you could do about it, but I do love the screens. I mean, especially this screen and the reversing camera on this car. It's fantastic. It's a really large screen, and I also love how in this car, when you do put it in reverse, a little Volkswagen badge pops out and the camera's actually hidden under there, and you also use that same handle to open the boot as well. On another video, I'll go through the safety features in more details on this car, because I think they're really worth going through, especially if you want to buy a car for the family. I think the safety features on this car are like nothing I've ever seen before. So I would definitely watch out for that another video on the safety features of this car. I never liked four-cylinder engines. I never liked front-wheel drive cars, but when I drove this car, it changed my mind, and now that I've had it for about 4 months now, it's just totally changed my mind. The build quality in this Volkswagen Golf is sublime. It's like I said, around the $45,000 mark, you cannot get anything that comes close to this build quality. Everything is fantastic. There's no like hard plastics. It's all soft, and the digital dash, I mean, look at it. Great. And the sound system as well, I've got with the package that I upgraded. I think it was with it's called the premium package. I think it's got the sunroof and it gives you the upgraded audio. In Australia, it's the Dyna audio system. I think in the US it's a Fender system, which is pretty cool. but it must be the sound system. It's just a different brand on it, but it's great sound as well coming from this sound system. And for your daily drive, I think the sound system is really important. I mean, you listen to your Spotify, and you want it to sound as best as possible, especially when you're stuck in traffic. Look, most importantly, don't forget to subscribe. I know everyone's doing it, which is great, so please subscribe. Click the little bell icon so you can receive the alerts every time we put a video up. Once a week, I'll be trying my best to put a video up, whether it's a review of a car or even just a day out taking my McLaren. Want to take it down to the Great Ocean Road. Want to do a Forza Horizon 3 video on that. Look, I'm a huge fan of Forza Horizon. I'll show you my car simulator setup as well on another video I've got in my office. But yeah, I want to take my McLaren down there, get some drone shots where there isn't any interference and I can actually fly the thing. And yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.